First of all, can we give a round of applause to Dana? Thank you. He's a volunteer president. We really appreciate it. I wanted to start off by making a couple points. First, I am a pinch hitter. I wanted to take a moment to talk about the man who was supposed to give this presentation, Ray McCready. Ray is the president of Orvis. He's the first non-owner president in our 160-year history. He couldn't be here today for personal reasons. Ray's announced his retirement from Orvis, which will occur sometime in 2015. As I'll talk about soon, the Perkins family has owned the Orvis company for about 50 years now. As of January, it's officially 50 years. The Perkins are the soul of Orvis. We represent their values. We help customers pursue their passions. They are intimately connected to the business even today. But I believe that for most of the last 10 years, Ray has represented the heart of Orvis. Ray's empathy and personal connections with people and his knack for building our confidence in ourselves have been invaluable. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to work for Ray, to watch and learn from him, and I'm going to miss him when he's gone. So I'm sorry you don't have the chance to meet him today. So, this presentation. It's going to be a little different than others you've seen presented at conferences. I'm going to talk about our brand journey, especially over the last 15 years. Some of the research we've done, qualitative research especially, into how customers perceive us, and some of the constructs we're using to try to manage our brand. I'm going to show you a few videos that summarize our positioning and those qualitative research projects. But importantly, I'm going to show you some good feedback that our customers gave us and a lot of constructive criticism that our customers made about us. At Orvis, we take being authentic and credible really seriously. We believe that trust must be earned. And that means telling the truth, even when it's hard to hear. The feedback I'm sharing with you has already and will continue to make us a better company. So that's why we're sharing it. So let's start. Briefly, can you guys hear me still? There are really three major ownership phases of Orvis. We were started in 1856 by Charles F. Orvis in Manchester, Vermont. The Orvis family owned us for about 80 years, through the late 1800s into the early 1900s. 1939, we were purchased by Ducky Corcoran, who got us through World War II. During World War II, things were really tough. I believe we made it through World War II by shifting away from fly rods and selling the Army hiking staffs made of bamboo. Ducky also opened our flagship store on the 100th anniversary in Manchester. I'll show you a picture of that soon. In January of 1965, Lee Perkins bought us. We'll get to that more. From 1965 to now, we became an international multi-channel business before it was cool to be multi-channel. So we were trendsetters there. Celebrated our 150th anniversary in 2006. Here's the original store on Main Street in Manchester. The store that Ducky built in 1956. On the top you see the storefront. On the bottom you can see a fishing school. We've always taught people how to fish. Importantly, and I'll show you this more later, the corporate offices, I believe, were in the basement of the store. It wasn't an entirely glamorous place. All part of our journey. In 1965, Lee bought us. There's Lee and Ducky in front of the HQ, I believe. And through a lot of the following years, a lot of our photography and a lot of our brand positioning was very functional. You can see the guy in the waiters there on the left. And then a 2001 catalog for clothing and gifts on the right. Like a lot of companies of this era, we use a lot of associates as models. I don't know where the guy on the left is looking at, but that's, but maybe a bear or something, I'm not sure. We started our website in 1997. It was focused only on selling hard goods, and then over the next bunch of years, we expanded that as well. We did. So, first major transition. In 1999, a lot of our creative was very functional. We believed at the time that we really wanted to elevate our brand positioning, to take a more premium positioning. So we started a project that ended up with a positioning that we call distinctive country living. Next, I'm going to show you a video that represented an anthem, sort of a motivating point that helped propel the company at the time. Let's see if this works. So that was the rallying point. That was the rallying point around the year 2000. Out of this distinctive country living project, we tried to define our brand DNA. What was the most important parts of our brand personality? It actually went through a couple of different generations, but this was the most lasting, around 8 main points. Authentic, knowledgeable, credible, avid outdoors enthusiasts. We protect nature, we represent quality, we are innovative, and we are personal and friendly. And so those were sort of the compass points that we used to focus the business and focus our customer interactions. And there were a number of things that we ended up upgrading after this project was implemented. You can see a much more emotional connection. These are catalog covers from early 2002 and 2003. This is actually the flagship store we built in 2002 with a trout pond outside. A beautiful building. Here's the inside, very lodge-like feel, very aspirational. Here are actually some folks learning to fish, learning to cast out in the back pond. We have some of the best fishing schools in the world, and if you're lucky enough to have Truel Myers, who's the guy on the left actually teaching the casting to teach you, you'll get one of the best fly fishing teachers in the world. He's really amazing. This is actually the new fishing schoolhouse. This is actually where fishing classes take place. Before this building was built, there was a kind of a cheap motel-ish building that existed in the same spot that also served as transitional housing for those of us who are moving to Vermont. If you know, some amongst us here actually may have spent some time living there, ask about the toga parties that I think happen occasionally. We may not tell you anyway, but you might as well ask. Here's actually the new corporate headquarters that's in Sunderland, Vermont, just south of Manchester. Absolutely breathtaking views of Mount Equinox, nestled in the Green Mountains. It's a beautiful place to be. And it's all tied together. This is all the experience that we wanted to have representing distinctive country living. Here's actually the website from 2005. Very functional, very productive, but at the time we didn't feel like it was brand enhancing enough. Went through a project of its own. And by 2011, we tried to really elevate imagery, we tried to really elevate the brand experience and make sure that we were communicating a lot more of our values in the creative. It's evolved since then as well. So here we find ourselves in late 2010 with a number of very successful businesses, all doing quite well on their own, but with a lack of connection to each other. If you look at the women's imagery up here combined with the men's imagery combined with fishing, Orvis is a very complicated brand trying to say lots of different things. And so around 2010, we started the process of trying to bring these together more. And we use this basic construct. It's a very simple one. We lovingly refer to this construct as the egg. It's a different way of thinking about mission, vision, and core values. For us, the brand purpose, who are we? Our personality, forgive me, brand purpose, why are we here? What are we trying to do? Personality, who are we? And guiding beliefs, what do we stand for? And so we went through each of our individual businesses and ran them through this construct. The fishing business was the first one we took through this exploration. We went into this research project with a couple of hypotheses. One, that we thought that because fly fishing is such a complex sport, we thought we were making it too complex for customers new to the sport. In particular, we thought that our presentation of our products was really confusing. We thought we were speaking Greek to new customers and new fishermen, and we wanted to figure a way how to make it easier for them to understand what we were offering. We had a second hypothesis that experienced fly fishers who are viable prospects yet don't embrace our brand, we convert them into buyers if we figured out how to speak to them in a more relevant way. So those were our hypotheses. Here's some brand research we did. It did elevate our brand, but it actually helped hurt our relevance with actual fishermen. We were worried that we were just too complex. In reality, a lot of our most important customers were associating us still with the river runs through it and that sort of lonely fisherman on the river by himself idea. That this kind of waspy, elitist positioning is really hurting us with the four main constituencies we were most concerned about. Those new to fly fishing, even customers that loved us and had bought from us for a long time. The experienced fly fishermen that really didn't think we were genuine enough. And the fly fishing influencers, guides, and folks really important to the sport. We were really alienating all four groups. So we use this construct of purpose, personality, and beliefs to help redefine who we wanted to be. We started with a core idea of, why are we here? We want you to come fish with us. We are passionate advocates of the sport. Fly fishing, I'll speak for myself, fly fishing has made me a better human being. I pay more attention. I pay attention to more about what's going on around me. Who are we? We're passionate. We want to represent the real deal. We are inviting. We want to be innovative, and we want to be fun. What do we believe in? That fishing is a lifelong journey without a destination. That fishing connects people. That great products solve problems. We inspire people to fish, and we're inspired by those who do. And we protect what we love. I won't go through this, but these documents here represent some of our branding guides, what the idea of come fish with us really means. And again, the point is that fishing is not a destination. It's a journey, like a lot of passion hobbies that people pursue. There's no arrival point. There's always another fish to catch. There's always another thing to learn. And we want customers to take that journey with us. Rather than being sort of only the lonely guy in the river, we believe fishing connects people. We believe in protecting what we love. Other things that I'm very proud of at Orvis is how much we're committed to protecting the planet and to conservation. It represents the complexity of an adrenaline-based sport with the maturity to understand that we're responsible to protect it and make sure that it goes on. And great products solve problems. We also happen to sell some pretty fantastic products, including the Helios 2, which is the most decorated fly rod in the world. So, to continue to become more relevant, we started pushing the edges a little bit in our creative. We tried to become more fun. We tried to become more cutting edge. Here's some recent catalog covers. And here are a couple of the advertising campaigns we've done. We try to really make sure that we are aspirational. Here are a couple of beautiful places. And also, a reminder is the top left there you can see an ad we did to try to make that connection to the outside in a place you wouldn't ordinarily find it. Our chairman, Lee Perkins, still fishes and hunts 300 days a year. It's pretty amazing. Not all of us get to do that. But we want to be a constant reminder to folks that would really rather be fishing or being outside than where they are at that very moment. Some more package design on the left, again, trying to push the limits a little bit more. One of the most successful campaigns Orvis has run has been our Fly Fishing 101 campaign at our 70 US stores. We'll teach you to fly fish for free. And we put about 10,000 people a year through that program. It's great for us, and it's great for, hopefully it's a great value for the customer. We've also become a sponsor of the Down the Hatch Fly Fishing Festival, in which it's really amazing how many people you can get to go to a fly fishing film festival if you serve free beer. It works really, really well. It's a great customer prospecting strategy. So that was our fishing project. The next project we took on was trying to redefine our women's business. So here we have this dilemma. We have this distinctive country living positioning. We have a fly fishing business that's trying to get edgier. And we have a women's business in which the average age of our customer is 72. Very successful business, very, very profitable, completely out of line with who we wanted to be as a company. We went into this women's positioning project with three hypotheses. How do we effectively address the age gap between our current base and our desired younger audience? To strategically build the ladder at a greater pace than the former may be reduced. How do we develop a clear vision and strategies for portraying lifestyle branding It forges an emotional connection with these customers that will drive brand preference and loyalty. And where and how does the Orvis women's business overall fit within the larger Orvis brand? Here's a summary of our research. Cool video, inspirational for us. So, if our goal was alignment between the contemporary mature woman, the Orvis brand overall, and Orvis women's specifically, we had two major problems. One, that contemporary women didn't see themselves in Orvis women's, and they didn't see how the women's brand was connected with Orvis overall. Two major gaps. And when it comes down to it, we are as authentic and credible in helping women enjoy the outdoors as anybody on the planet. This is a picture of our chairman, who's now in his 80s. That's a picture of him as a child. This is a picture of the two alligators his mother shot. So there's nobody with more authenticity and credibility about supporting women on the outside than us. Here's how we constructed the purpose, personality, and belief tool for the women's business. What we want to do is we want to inspire women to connect with the adventure and wonder of the natural world. Again, with that, there's two polar forces fighting each other. The adventure, the adrenaline, with the wonder, with the appreciation and taking a step back and protecting what it is, the outdoors that we love. Personality traits, passionate, curious, genuine and personal, tasteful and up-to-date and confident. What do we believe in? That nature is our refuge, muse, and catalyst. We grow by stretching beyond our comfort zones. Style is a powerful form of personal expression. We only offer what we are proud to own and give, and the good clothes matter. Here's, again, trying to elaborate a little bit. We believe our unique style and design are powerful expressions of who we are. We believe we are on a never-ending journey to learn and share our love of the outdoors. Here are some actual creative in-home right now. This is our summer book for 2015. You can see we're really trying to elevate adventure. We're trying to, we've inserted a lot more of aspirational photography. We're trying to get her outside, and we're trying to actually connect her with the rest of the family that she might be enjoying these journeys with. So that's where we are on the women's side. The third project was investigating our men's business. Our men's business has been the most financially successful for us over the last 5 years. It's grown significantly. We went into this project thinking, so how do we want to keep that growth going? We had 3 research questions, 3 hypotheses here. What do current and prospective customers feel and think about the Orvis men's business today? What are opportunities for engaging current customers more deeply and building new relationships with prospects? And how does the men's business impact and reflect the Orvis brand overall? So, at our best, Orvis can represent a powerful connection between who this man is, who Orvis is, and what the world needs now. The real deal guy, right in the middle of it, with the shared values and mindset. At our best, we can represent the masculine vision that a lot of us aspire to be. But there are places where there are faults, where there's a difference between who we are and what he wants to be. When we get too waspy, when we get too Anglo, when we get too elite, we have a real risk of running into stereotypes, whether it's Mr. Rogers, whether it's Dick Cheney, whether it's Ken or the English aristocrat. Anytime we venture into these areas, we risk our position of credibility and authenticity. So, our Orvis rules for men. Work hard, play hard, love passionately. Go outside, be authentic, keep exploring. Adventure is good for the soul. Protect the environment, hold high standards. Know how to change your own oil. Embrace tradition while evolving the present and remain relevant. Care about the people around you, look good, and learn how to fish. This is how we built the construct for our men's business. Again, we want to inspire and connect men to a life of outdoor adventure. We are passionate, we are the real deal, we're curious, we are personal, we are engaging. We protect what we love. Tradition with a contemporary stance grounds and guides us. Stories are our lifeblood. Our products are transformed by the adventures they inspire and the memories they evoke, and also good clothes matter. Here's some photography going in right now from spring 2015. Again, trying to stay relevant, trying to actually bring adventure to life in the pages of our catalogs and on our website. Also being very proud of our sporting traditions heritage. We started as a fly fishing company, and we embrace the sports of fly fishing and wing shooting. Those are so relevant to our brand, and they in fact enhance our positioning. So, we got through these 3 projects, and we understood that there's a reconciliation we have to do. By the end of the 2000s, we had these healthy businesses, but not connected businesses. The project now is to bring this work together into a cohesive package. And we wanted to use the egg as well to bring it all together. Over the course of time at Orvis, we use the New England farmhouse analogy a lot. You know how this represents systems or sometimes brand constructs. You know, at one point in your existence, you start with a main house, and then you build a barn, and then you build another barn, and then you build a garage out here, and in the end, you have this construct with a lot of character without much efficiency. Our brand management had gotten there as well. These are all the various guides and documents we had created over the course of time to set direction for our brand. We need to consolidate them. We know there are key ingredients here. Starting with our intimate connection to the outdoors and those tension points between adventure and wonder. Fly fishing and wing shooting are our taproot. Products fail when they interrupt the experience. Exceptional customer service is a key definer. To face the future, we must innovate and orient beyond our headquarters in Vermont. The Orvis aesthetic is unique and needs articulation, and being fun and lighthearted sets us apart. Here's the egg we constructed for the company overall, inspiring a deep connection to the adventure and wonder in the outdoor world. A lot of the same personality characteristics combined from the other projects, and then going through the beliefs. We're on a never-ending journey to learn and share our love of the outdoors, a passion that begins with fly fishing and wing shooting. We must protect and champion what we love. A drive to discover and innovate is the fuel of our relevance. Great products make a real difference in people's lives. Our unique style and design are powerful expressions of who we are, and extraordinary customer relationships and personal connections are the foundations of our success. That becomes our center, inspiring a deep connection to the adventure and wonder in the outdoor world. We want that to be the sun with a constellation of our businesses circling around it. And here we are. Here's Summer 15 Creative. We feel this works together better. We feel it's a more cohesive experience. We are on the journey. We're going to be spending a long time trying to make sure these businesses stay together. We feel that this direction is going to really help represent our brand in a more positive way and help us achieve our goals. So that's where we are. Thank you.